Hi, this is DJ Prone of the Mixed Bag Show on Indie Soul Radio. I hope you're having a great day. You're just about to be treated to a video interview that I did some time ago. Enjoy this one and take care and God bless. Hi, this is DJ Prone on the Mixed Bag Show. And on this show, we have a very, very special guest. Someone that stands behind the horn and blows the party up. None other than Erisa Nicole. How you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Very good, thank you. It's a pleasure to have you on the show today.
Thank you so much for having me. I really, really appreciate it.
Well, we appreciate it too. And we've been playing your music on our show and we now just want to get to know you now.
Thank you. Thank you so much for playing it. And thank you for the feedback. I'm super happy that it did it. Let me ask you this. Did it give you a good feeling?
Of course it did. Exactly.
Awesome. That was the goal. That's ultimately the goal.
There you go.
So I'm super happy that it did. And I hope that whoever is listening, that it gave you a good feeling as well. I guess just in life going on, especially with everything that's happened with the pandemic, I wanted to just bring some joy to everyone. Through music, obviously. And my husband actually titled the song because, we're living in some crazy times. Yeah. And I said, I want people to just have fun while hearing this and allow it to take them to a place where it kind of just releases their pain and, kind of takes their worries away for just a second, So that was ultimately the purpose of Good Feeling.
That is perfect. And it is a good feeling and it will be continuing as a good feeling because we're going to keep playing it.
Awesome. Thank you.
We don't do a chart on this show because with charts, you kind of limit songs to 3 weeks and then they're gone.
Right.
So we deliberately don't do a chart. We like to keep playing stuff.
Well, that's awesome. And I mean, I agree with that because you're right. With the chart, it's like, it's here. You heard it for a second. And even though it was great, it's like, oh, we have to let it go. But thank you.
Well, we might let something go for a few months and come back to it. Or might be a few weeks. It's just how it is here. We do things a bit differently. And it's just how we like to roll, really. So what I always start my interview questions with every single person, I don't ask what flavour ice cream you like. I ask, where did it all begin for you?
So for me, I'm a musician at heart, obviously, but I started actually playing the piano in church. Yeah, my dad, he's an organist. And
really?
Yeah, he and he's also a pastor. And so he started me playing in the church. And I started at age 7. Wow. And I sit there with him, as he would play the organ and then he would jump over to preach. So I got my training from there. But it didn't end there. I got some classical training on the piano. Right. And from there, I said, I kind of want to keep going with this, but I knew there was more. I knew there was more than just the piano. Right. So my dad, then he said, hey, you should play the trumpet or maybe some wind instrument. So I said, okay, I'll play the clarinet. And I hated it. I did not like it. So I, played it because my dad bought it for me. But I saw we went to a concert and I saw a lady by the name of Angela Christie. Right. And she played the saxophone and I fell in love with the sound of it. And being that she was a female playing the saxophone, it really, really grabbed my attention. So I begged my dad. I practically begged him for a saxophone. I said, Daddy, please buy me a saxophone. Please, please, please. And he said, no, I just bought the clarinet. So long story short, he bought me a saxophone for Christmas that year. And I guess the rest is history.
Brilliant. Oh, that's amazing. So going back to the organ, was it by any chance a Hammond organ you were playing?
Yes, a Hammond B3.
A B3. Oh, the bomb. One of my
Yes.
favourite instruments. I just love the Hammond. I actually collect records where people play Hammonds.
Really?
I've got a lot of funky Hammond albums. Yeah, love
That's
it.
awesome. Yeah, the Hammond is I always say it's the butter instrument because it's so smooth.
Yeah,
Love the Hammond organ. But yeah, that's my dad. He plays the organ. So yeah, I've kind of taken after his musical talent, and I've kind of just carried it along the way. And I'm grateful to God that he's allowed me to do what I've been able to do.
that's really good. It's funny you mention you gravitated from piano to saxophone. I used to be in a band with a guy back in the 90s, and he kind of put the band together now. He played keys a lot of the time, but he played sax also. And I think for him, it was the other way around. He started on the sax, and then he started playing keys.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, people always, they ask me, do you think, I guess, does your mind transition to, thinking of the piano when you play saxophone? And honestly, it doesn't. I don't connect to at all. I guess, obviously, in music, theory is all the same. But as far as thinking as if I was playing the piano, no, it never mixes for me. But I think I love the piano, or excuse me, I love the saxophone over the piano.
Oh, brilliant. And what saxophone do you play? Which one is it you play? Was it an alto or a tenor?
I play alto, but
Okay.
I actually got last year for my birthday, I got a soprano saxophone. And I'll give you a little inside scoop. So I'm working on a new single right now, and guess what it has? Soprano saxophone. I've fallen in love with the soprano saxophone.
Fantastic.
Super excited about this next song that I'm about to release because it has soprano in it, and I'm really excited because I actually like it over the alto. I don't know. Yes, I don't know if it's just the beauty of the higher tones. I don't know what it is, but yes, I love soprano saxophone.
Fantastic. Oh, that's really good. You'll have all the toys one day. You'll have a baritone. You might even have a bass clarinet one day.
Yeah, actually, for Mother's Day, I got a tenor saxophone. That was just a couple weeks ago.
Oh,
so my collection is growing over time.
Great. Do you have a particular make that you like?
You said, do I have a
particular make, like a Selma or a Yamaha?
Yeah. Cannonball is. They have not led me astray. I started on the student model, but over the years, Cannonball, for me at least, that's been my go-to. So yeah.
Wow. That's got to be based on Cannonball Adderley, surely.
Yes, of course. Of course.
Fantastic. So who do you really like as sax players? Like over the years?
I mean, there's so many, there's so many. However, obviously I listen to particular saxophonists to get kind of, I guess they would help me create my own sound.
Yeah.
But that would be Kirk Whalum, Donald Hayes, Gerald Albright, and a few of the newer cats, Eric Darius, Mark Anderson, who else? Oh, of course, Boney James. So of course the older, the founding fathers of saxophone. Of course, you can't forget Cannonball Adderley, and you can't forget Charlie Parker. So
yeah,
over the years, and especially Everett Harp, that's another one who I really listened to and tried to just not mimic them, but listen to their style, their flavor, their, all of their articulate, everything about what they're playing is, and try to make it my own. And because I want to have my own voice, because, if I don't have my own voice, I want people to say, oh, I know who that is. That's Erisa, because she sounds just like Erisa.
Yeah.
Erisa. So,
when I heard Good Feeling, I was hearing little bits. I thought, sound a bit like Ronnie Laws in parts.
Yeah.
I could hear that.
Yeah, I could see that, and I could hear that. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I've tried my best to stick to my own sound.
Yes.
And try my best to progress my own sound. However, I don't want to go too far left or too far right.
No.
I want it to be, obviously pleasing to the listener's ears.
Yes.
Obviously, that's why I have taken little bits and pieces from everyone just to make it into my own.
Yeah, that's a good thing, and that's what all musicians do and all singers do as well. They always, there's always some technique they might look at that someone does. For instance, Gina really loves Denise Williams, so when Gina sings, there might be little tricks she does, which are sort of similar. They're not the same, but they're kind of similar tricks to how Denise Williams would sing. Although she sounds nothing like Denise Williams, really, not totally, but there's the way she works, there's little things there. And I think we all have to do that, with any instrument we play. We're going to pick little things up, but then we rebrand it and make it our own, don't we?
Exactly. That's perfect. You said it perfectly, rebranding and make it, package it and kind of make it into our own. So yeah, that's perfect.
You get past the torch.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, honestly, playing saxophone though, there's so many big shoes to fill. And
yeah.
So it sometimes it can kind of be a little bit like nerve-wracking because of the many greats that there are. And so I try to just think of it as, okay, I'm going into this, I'm going to try to remain true to my sound and true to myself of who I am and what I have to offer. Great. And not try to, take on too much or too less. So yeah, playing saxophone it's an interesting instrument to play.
Yeah, definitely.
There's so many greats out there. And
oh yeah.
So yeah.
I couldn't really, if you asked me who my favorite sax player was, I couldn't say one. I just couldn't say one. I have favorites. Joe Henderson, I absolutely love Joe Henderson's playing. Just amazing. Yeah, Ronnie Laws, of course, Ernie Watts, and who else? Pharaoh Sanders. Crazy. Yeah, all of those.
So many. There's
so many. But where I'm going now is there's not that many female sax players that we hear about. I mean, we hear about one or two. And you're number 3. No, but there's not a lot. So where I'm going with this is, do you find that a challenge?
I do. I mean, let's say here, especially where I'm at in the States, and I'm in San Diego, California. I'm like the only saxophonist who I guess is, kind of just working in the industry. Yeah. And it does get hard because I'm always thought of as, oh, you're good for a girl, or,
That's where you stop them.
Yeah. And so it's almost like I have to prove myself each and every time.
Yeah.
And I have to go above and beyond just to prove that, hey, I belong here too. Yeah, I may not, do what you do, or I may not be as aggressive as you are as a man. However, I do have my voice and I have something to say too. And, I've had some experiences where it has been challenging being a musician and a female artist. Just trying to prove yourself that, hey, like, no, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but
I like that.
But I think that, I think there's room for everyone. And I know that's always my motto. Like, there's room for everyone. Like, let's just have fun.
Absolutely, there is. And you can use what you've got for your advantage as well. Yeah. That's the thing. You can flip it over there and just say, well, actually, how many other female sax players do you know?
That's true. That is very true.
So you can just grab every gig.
Yeah, no, it's true. And a lot, but 90% of the events that I do, it caters to women.
Right, perfect.
And so, like, probably 90% of my listeners are women.
Yeah.
right? Because I'm a woman, but not, of course, not to exclude men at all.
No,
but
I understand though. That's cool.
Yeah, most of the events I do, it's like a women's event. As a matter of fact, on Friday I'm going to Alabama for a women's event.
Wow.
So
okay.
It's a lot of women who call me, say, "Hey, we have something. Would you be?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, sure." But so yeah.
It's funny because I remember how we came across you. Gina saw something. I think it might have been Instagram. You were just playing outside, and she's saying, "Hey, we need to track this person down and get them in the Indie Post magazine, and we need to interview them." And I watched it, I was like, "Yes, we do. And can I have some for the radio as well, please?"
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, your wife, she's amazing. I had an interview with her, and that went so well. And I'm just on this journey in life. Like I said earlier, like my goal is just honestly to spread the love of God, and
yes,
that's literally it. I'm not in it to be, a big famous rich person. That's not really my goal.
No.
I just want to just spread love and joy to whoever I come across. That's my ultimate goal.
And that, of course, comes back on you. You spread love and joy, it comes back to you, and you feel full of joy and love yourself.
Yeah.
I can relate, And the same with Gina. We're both the same way. We perform, and we're not obviously not well. I don't know. Gina's kind of doing okay with it. I'm back at work again and stuff, but we're getting some places, and it's just the feeling. It's wonderful.
Yeah, that's amazing, and you guys are both amazing, and I appreciate you guys reaching out and just doing the same, spreading love and joy and encouragement and all of that. So yeah,
this is why we set this up, because we're independent artists, and there's a huge amount of independent artists that are actually smashing it. And I'm thinking, well, where's the platform? There seems to be this great big barrier, and then there's the listeners, and you think, well, hang on, there needs to be a platform that goes above that barrier. And that barrier is usually very big corporations and big stations that say, you must listen to this, you must listen to that. But there'll always be people that look for music. And I guess that's how we found you. But the whole reason we put this thing together was, well, let's just, let's do something to help people. And we built this platform, and it's cool. It's caught on. Other people are listening, and it's not just people that perform on be in our magazines or have songs on our radio station. There are avid listeners and followers that come back every week, and they check for this music. They don't want to hear what's kind of what you're told to like,
Right.
And it goes, even over here, it goes back a long way. We used to have pirate radios, which were illegal radio stations. They were playing all the music that wasn't getting played on mainstream radio. You were getting soul music, funk and jazz, and even like in the 80s you were getting hip hop, but you just weren't getting any of that on British radio. So we've kind of tried to continue providing a platform for artists like yourself, and it makes us feel good. It's not about us at all. It's not about our wonderful station or magazine. It's about the wonderful artists that grace it,
Right.
And it makes us feel good. So it's going back to what you were saying about feeling love and joy. This is what we do. It might look all shiny and nice on the outside. That's because it is. It's great. It's good for everyone.
Yeah, and that's why I'm sorry. There's a little.
You got to fly.
Yeah. But yeah, that's so awesome, and we as independent artists appreciate you both having a platform for us to come on and just share what we have to offer, because it is hard. It's hard as an independent artist to get started. I mean, financially, it takes a lot of money and resources.
It really is, isn't it?
Yeah, and so when you have people like yourself and your wife Gina, it's very encouraging and helpful, because at the end of the day, not everybody will, open up their platform to you just willing. Or it takes money, or they, want you to pay or whatever. Always. So Yeah, so it's really, really encouraging, and just I'm overly appreciative and overly grateful that you guys would just consider me and interviewing me and playing my music. It means a lot, and I'm sure all of the other independent artists would say the same, because it does. It means a lot. That we're actually
means a lot to us. Means a lot to us. I mean, we never, when we started this station, we just thought, let's see what happens. It blew up, and then the magazine blew up. It's like, okay, people really want this then. So here we are, and here you are. And even looking at Instagram, the amount of followers you have and people that hit what you're doing, it's like, wow, this is great. This is wonderful for us to have you on our station.
Yeah, and I'm really excited, because here in the United States, I mean, it's awesome. But I would love to come. If anyone has an event, this is just a PSA. If anyone has an event, or if you guys have an, I would love to come and be a part.
Brilliant.
I'd love to come and be a part. So
we'll keep you informed of any avenues.
Yeah, please do. This has been amazing just to be a part of it.
It's a pleasure. So let's go back to your music again. So you've got a new single coming out.
Yes.
When's that due? And what is it? What's it all about?
So this is a little spin-off of Good Feeling, I guess you can say. However, it's being produced by Adam Hawley. I don't know if you know who he is. He's a guitarist, smooth jazz guitarist here.
Okay.
And so he's Billboard charting all over the place.
Okay.
And so he's been producing for a number of years. And like I said, I'm using the soprano saxophone to kind of introduce it, in a sense, because I've fallen so deeply in love with it. I can't stop playing it. And I'll give you another inside scoop. I do have a full song with just the soprano saxophone that will come shortly thereafter. I have a lot of music coming out, but I'm kind of by one. But this next single, and it's actually still unnamed, honestly, it is. I say that to say, I'm sure my husband will probably name it again.
I was just going to suggest that.
He named Good Feeling.
Brilliant.
It took me a while, because you listen to a song and you kind of want the song. I don't know. I guess it's like maybe possibly naming a child. Maybe when you see them, you can better name the child. And so with this song, I don't know why it's taken us so long to name it, but I don't know the name. So maybe, I don't know, maybe it might just come out, and I don't know, maybe allow some listeners to name it. Who knows? I don't know.
Well, there we are. Yeah, there we go. Just got to keep those ears peeled, get some suggestions going, brainstorming.
Exactly. So, but yeah, that's scheduled to come out the second week in August.
Great.
That the radio campaign will be. Again, it's nameless, but you'll know my name for sure, Erisa Nicole.
There you go.
So that's that. And then I will hopefully have that next one out at the end of this year. But yeah, that's kind of my little journey. I have some more shows, tons of shows, and
good stuff.
And I'm looking forward to all of them this year. And yeah, I mean, I'm going to keep going as far as God will take me. That's where I'll go.
Wonderful. And you've done some pretty impressive shows so far, haven't you? You do. Yeah. Name drop some events if you want, or venues you played. Did I see the Apollo there?
Yeah. Yeah, you did. It's so funny, because I have a friend who comes to all of my shows, and literally she always says, do you know that she played on the Apollo? He always introduces me that way. And I said, you don't have to tell people that. But yeah, I did. That was really cool. It was really nerve-wracking, because again, standing on the same stage as many amazing vocalists and musicians that have great. I'll never forget that experience ever. It was really, really great. But yeah, I've also played a couple of shows with Nathan East. He's very well known. He's played on almost from Whitney Houston to who else? Shaka Khan, like Earth, Wind and Fire. Like, he's done so much.
Wow.
So humble. So such an amazing person. And he allowed me to play with him, as great as he is. I'm like, little me.
That's amazing. Oh, that's really, really good.
Yeah. So, and like I said, Adam Hawley, he's an amazing guitarist. He's
Brilliant.
Billboard charting. I did a show with him. I'll be doing a show soon with Marcus Anderson. He's an amazing saxophonist. So, like I said, I am going to go as far as God will take me. And I'm just here, like I said, just to spread love and joy with everyone that I come across. And hopefully, I'll keep going.
Perfect. Well, we'll keep playing your music. If you keep going, we'll keep playing your music.
Yeah, for sure. And I'll keep saying thank you.
Brilliant stuff. So if you could choose anywhere in the world to play, where would you play? Any venue in the world you think, I'd always want to play there?
I would probably say Coachella.
Oh yeah, local as well.
It is. I would say Coachella. Like, since I was a little girl, I'm sure everyone has a story of, pretending to be whoever they wanted to be. But since I was a little girl, and actually it's on my vision board, and I've always wanted, I don't know if you saw the Beyonce Homecoming.
I haven't seen it, but I've seen it on Netflix, but not clicked on it. I've seen it there though.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Wow.
Now, of course, I'm nowhere near Beyonce's level. However,
never say never.
I know. I dream, like, since I was a little girl, I've always pretended as if I've been on a big stage with millions of people. And so, I've always wanted to be a part of Coachella. So, that's where I would want to play.
That's a really great one. I'd love to play there too. That'd just be, that's a great festival. Really good festival.
It is.
Wow. I'm going to wrap it up now because I know you've got to get back to what you're doing. But I did want to ask one other thing as well, was what advice would you give to anyone coming in as an independent artist?
I would just say that never, limit yourself. Always, if you have big dreams, always pursue them, no matter if you lack resources, no matter if you get no's, because you're going to get a lot of no's, and you're going to get a lot of people telling you that you can't, and that, no, you're not good enough, or you're not ready. So just always keep your eye on the prize. I always, of course, I'm a woman of faith, so I just always pray and ask God to keep me focused and not allow the negativity and the negative thoughts and the different, doors that are closed to deter me from my ultimate goals. And, so always just stay encouraged. Sometimes you have to encourage yourself.
That's right.
Yeah, it's really hard. And
just keeping the faith.
Yeah, keep the faith and stay surrounded around people who believe in you and will encourage you and help you along the way and tell you the truth as well.
Definitely.
So that's my piece of advice. Stay in the race.
That's wonderful. It's been really good having you on the show today.
Yes, thank you so much for having me, and thank your beautiful wife. Like, you guys are amazing. So thank you so much.
Thank you. She says hi, by the way. Gina says hi. She said, make sure you say hi.
Hi.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you. This was awesome. This was a lot of fun.
It was great, wasn't it? Have an amazing day, and may God bless you.
God bless you as well, and tell your wife I said the same.
Will do. Take care now.
Take care.
You're listening to Indie Soul Radio with DJ Prone, spinning the best independent soul school tunes. It's Indie Soul Radio. Let us put you in the mix.